Welcome back again to Charlie Tuktuk Network, the #1 channel for Tuktuk entrepreneurs and enthusiasts. And in this video, we are going to be talking to you as a Tuktuk driver. What are some of the things that you should consider when you're working for somebody in this Tuktuk economy? And you need to make sure that you ensure you have a pen and a notebook right now so that you can write down some of these points so that you do not waste your life in this economy. I am going to use that specific time. Do not waste your life. Do not waste your time. Do not waste your energy. Do not waste your effort working in the tuk-tuk economy while knowing very well or while ignoring very well the 4 red flags that I'm going to be talking about, especially if you're being hired by a tuk-tuk owner or by a tuk-tuk investor. Therefore, stay tuned and let's dive right into our subject of today. So, of course, when ni kijana umetafuta kazi, maisha ni ngumu, tunaelewa, economy ni mbaya, and umeenda umeangukia kakazi ka tuk-tuk. Wewe umechapa kazi, unaingiza dough, of course, you know you're making money. I know you're making money. By the way, tuk-tuk drivers have a lot of money. These people are going home with not less than 1,500 in their pocket, and I'm calling it net. I'm not even going to say that's gross, that's net. So if you approximate, you're making around 45,000 Kenya shillings a month. Wewe uko karibu hata kushindana na watu wengine wanaajiriwa na serikali bana. Na ulipi allowances, ulipi housing levy, ulipi NHIF, ulipi NSSF. Hey my friend, you must be making money. So if we actually calculate that amount, 45,000 times 12 months, that is, you are actually making 540,000. Oh my God. You're making 500,000 as a tuk-tuk driver. Well, that's something, and that's why these people are living a life. If they're not living a life, then they are spending most of that money into luxury. Na luxury ya watu wa tuk-tuk ni either pombe, jaba, ama women. So I think sex, money, drugs. That's how it usually goes. Now, in the informal economy, not in the formal economy. So as a tuk-tuk driver, now it is good kujienjoy. Hakuna mtu afai kujienjoy. Jibambe, maisha ni yako. Lakini you should always make sure that you retain your value as a tuk-tuk driver. So what are the red flags that you need to watch out if you are being hired as a tuk-tuk driver to work for somebody? Number 1, if the person you're working for doesn't have a registered business, then you're wasting your time. Why do I say that? Why work for somebody for 3 or 4 years, alafu kesho amke auza tuktuk yake na kuacha ukihangaika na hata kupatia notice? Why work for somebody whom you can't actually go and request for reference if you're going to look for employment elsewhere? You've wasted your life. A man without reputation is a worthless man. You're wondering kwa nini unaingia kwa nyumba na unaonyeshwa madharau. Utaonyeshwa madharau kama mtu elewi kazi unafanyia nani na unafanya wapi. Kuendesha tuktuk sio kazi, hiyo ni kutafuta pesa. Kukua kazi ni kumaanisha there are protocols. In case the business is winding up, will you be given a notice? In case there are changes in some of the rules and regulations of the business, not of the circle. Now, you as a driver, you can join the circle, sababu hapo ndio rahisi kupata kazi. But I do believe that if you are well equipped as a tuk-tuk driver, na uko na driving license ya tuk-tuk, if you are in Kenya, and it has the A1 or the A2 class, your chances are higher. Most of drivers wako na driving license lakini si ya tuk-tuk, ni ya gari ama ni ya roli, na you will always be struggling. Why? Because the class of vehicle that you're supposed to be working on is not where you're working, but rather you're working in a different sector. And I told you there are different economies. The matatu economy is totally different from the tuk-tuk economy, and the tuk-tuk economy is totally different from the taxi economy, and the taxi economy is totally different from the long distance economy for the likes of bus, car, modern coach, and so on and so forth. And you will realize all these drivers working in all these other economies, the ones who prosper, one, they are employed by a reputable businessman, a reputable entrepreneur, implying that if they wind up the business, if they decide to get out of the business, this driver will actually be able to get to the next level. And the next level ni gani? Unaweza enda mahali na uandike CV yako na upatiwe kazi. Juu CV yako ndio net worth yako. Wachana na network. Network mara ngapi? Hiyo network ikikufa alafu utafanya nini? So you need to ensure that there is accountability in the business, that you actually know the direction of the business. Working with somebody who hasn't registered their business simply means huyu ni mtu mwenye ajui nini anataka. Huyu ni mtu mwenye anataka tu kukutumia vibaya. Ufanye kazi, uchoke, umtafutie pesa, hiyo pesa yako yote hata ikiingia kwa account imeingia your personal account, you can't even you will have that advantage. You won't be filing for taxes, so yes, but the disadvantage is you won't get financing. You won't be able to build a good credit score. You will waste most of your money, and most importantly, you won't learn how to run the business, which is the most important skill you'll ever get as an employee. As an employee. As an employer, the skills that you get are a little bit different. As an employee, those are some of the skills you need to strive for. Experience, accountability, reputation. Hizo vitu tatu ndio zina elevating mtu to the next level. Bila hizo vitu tatu, my friend, I am just going to tell you, you might end up realizing you just wasted your life. And I've seen this scenario. Juzi nilikuwa na mzee ananiambia nitafuta kazi ya tuktuk. Nikamwambia, oh my god, na si nimekuwa nikiona kufanya kazi for the last. Anaambia he has been in the industry for 7 years. Driving license inasoma nini? Inasoma lori. So hata akiamua saizi kwenda Quickmart apply kazi ya kuwa driver tuktuk hizi, sababu DL yake si ya tuktuk. You know, those are the things that take you out. Secondly, you cannot refer to all the owners that you have been working for, sababu wengine waliuza hizi magari na wakatembea na wakasonga na hadi wakageuza namba ya simu. So hata kwa CV yako hakuna kitu. Na kama mtu anakupea kazi na kuitishi CV, wewe jua upatiwe kazi, unatafuta pesa. Na niliwaambia kutafuta pesa na kufanya kazi ni vitu mbili tofauti. Ni vitu mbili tofauti. When you're doing business or when you're in a business organization, you grow. When you're just looking for money, you don't grow. And you wonder why hawkers don't grow. They don't grow because most of these hawkers, they are not doing business, they are looking for money. And those are totally two separate things. Doing business and looking for money. So that is number one. Number two, if there is no contract. Now, if you are a disciplined driver na unajielewa kwa nini umekuja kwa industry, na unaelewa kwa nini unafanya kazi yako ya tuktuk, na umejikubali wewe ni dereva wa tuktuk, I don't think this is something that should bother you. This is something that should take in fully with acceptance. Actually, this is the number one sign that shows you are in the right place. That's why when you go to be hired by any company, whether umeenda kuendeshea Quickmart, whether umeenda kuendeshea Carrefour, whether umeenda kuendeshea Gilani, juzi niliona wako na tuktuk, whether umeenda kuendeshea Mgas, kitu ya kwanza watakuuliza ni, kitu ya kwanza watakupatia after wamekuinterview na wamekufanyia kila kitu ni contract, ndio hiyo yenye utasign. Hivi ndivyo utakuwa unafanya kazi, hapa ndio utakuwa unafanya kazi fulani, na hivi ndivyo kufanya kazi. And that's why the economy is chaotic, sababu I don't blame you part as a driver, sababu una imagine kuambiwa tu ati yeye kuendesha tuktuk ni kushika clutch, kuingiza mafuta na kwenda kutafuta wateja. That's not business. You're supposed to learn about customer service. You're supposed to learn about how to handle people. You're supposed to be neat. You're supposed to know how to navigate around the city or whichever town you're into. You're supposed to be qualified. Kwa nini gari inainspektiwangwa na polisi akitafuta insurance inspection, sijui barua ya kanjo, badge and so on and so forth? Hizi vitu hata ujui ni nini. Sababu wewe kwako kitu muhimu kwako ni uingize pesa. But I'll tell you, your reputation is your net worth. And if you don't have a reputation, if you don't have somewhere where people will identify you as a tuktuk driver, you're always going to struggle. Unashangaa kwa nini upati private? Upati private, juu watu wajua unafanya kazi gani? Watu hata wanadhaningi unatokanga kwa nyumba ukienda kufanya kazi ya mjengo. Watu hata wanaweza kuwa nadhani unatokanga hiyo tuktuk unapelekanga garage. So make sure you identify yourself as somebody in this economy. It's either you're a driver and you are ambitious, you're looking to become a manager. Huyu jamaa unafanyia kazi, kesho unaweza nunua tuktuk nyingine ya pili ama zingine tatu. Hautaki uendelee kukuwa driver, unataka kupromote kuwa manager. Atakupromote aje kama ana biashara na una contract yenye inaonyesha umeelevate to the next level? because these are the things you need to add onto your CV, so that when you're going to extend your career and upgrade your life, kama umechoka na economy, unaweza enda naonyesha naye, mimi nilikuwa nafanyia, maybe I'll use an example, Charlie Tuktuk Limited, nilikuwa driver. Tulianza na tuktuk moja, because of my discipline and hard work tumefanyia kampuni gari vizuri, imeongeza gari zingine 3 ama 4 5, nimepromotiwa to the manager, now I'm overseeing my fellow drivers. That is growth, and it is also personal growth, because there are things that you're going to be learning: leadership, communication skills, personal development as your own character. Also, you might even end up becoming a tuktuk entrepreneur. So, and that is why hakunanga apprenticeship in the tuktuk, sababu utaenda aje kwa apprentice na ujue hata mahali utampata, utaenda kuanzia wapi? Unaona? So that is red flag number 2, no contract. Now red flag number 3, if the person or the owner that you are working for is an independent contractor, they haven't even interviewed you, they haven't given you a contract, and you are operating this tuk-tuk with the wrong driving license. Now, you can have a driving license, it doesn't mean you're qualified to operate that specific vehicle. Enda ukaendesha trailer na hiyo driving license ya tuktuk, kama enda ukatafute kazi ya trailer na hiyo driving license ya tuktuk, wana kama utapata. Enda ukatafute kazi ya lori kwa Bidco ama kwa Devki ukiwa na driving license ya tuktuk, wana kama hata watakuangalia mara mbili. No, because they know what they want. And also, you as a driver, these are the things that show that you are actually growing as a valuable individual in an economy. Make sure you have the right qualifications. These are important because they give you a competitive advantage in the industry. Competitive advantage ni kumaanisha nini? Wewe mkienda kwa interview na mkae madereva 10 na mnatafuta kazi ya tuktuk, kama wewe uko na DL ya tuktuk na uko na experience, na make it even better, uko na hizo class zingine, maybe ya gari ndogo na gari kubwa, maybe let's say C and B, or you have E and B, then you have a competitive advantage towards the rest of your colleagues, because here you are looking for an opportunity where you are going to grow and live a sustainable lifestyle, especially in Nairobi. And you can't do that if you ignore these things. Enda shule, lipia driving license, enda huko ukaendosiwe, you become a qualified tuk-tuk driver, and be proud of yourself. That is one of the ways you're going to earn respect, because you're also going to respect your office, which is the tuk-tuk. But if you are not going to do these things, then you're going to be wondering, unafanya hapa kazi ya tuk-tuk ukifikiria kwenda Dubai, ukifikiria sijui kwenda kukua manager sijui wapi. No, you start from where you are. Respect where you are, what is putting food on your table, so that you can actually go to the next level. Hiyo ati unafanya kazi pande moja ikiwa kwa barabara, pande nyingine ukiwa unafikiria vitu zako, my friend, eventually you are going to end up as a failure. Perform. If you're operating under a sacco and you're not recognized as a tuk-tuk driver, toroka mbio sana. Uko na kia kuachana na hiyo sacco na uende kwa sacco inafaa. Kwa nini? Sababu as a driver you have your rights. Things happen, barabara ni mbaya, you don't know what will happen next, and you need to be part of a community. Now, if your owner is just a businessman na kona biashara zake, and you don't need to be part of the circle, well and good. But if you are operating under the circle business model, which usually regulates all tuk-tuks operating in specific regions, then it is always good to make sure that you are registered as a driver by the circle and you are recognized as a driver by the circle. And when you don't have a tuk-tuk, hauhitaji kwenda huko nje kuyumba kusema tunatafuta kazi. Unaenda kwa sako, kuna kitu inaitwa welfare committee, where if you have a good reputation, you have a CV, you have your driving license on check, you have been performing your duties as a good driver, I'm sure the welfare is going to help you out. And it is also important, the reason why we join circles, it is because there are things that happen. Ajali inaweza fanyika, watu wa kwenye wanaweza aga, unaweza pata ugonjwa, unaweza pata ajali na una pesa ya kutosha. But when you are part of a welfare, then at least some of these members are going to help you out. Some of these members are going to refer you to better opportunities. So be part of a welfare and make sure your boss, whether it's an entrepreneur or as an investor, It's part of a welfare at least. Make it even better, you can join a drivers union. I don't know if there is one, but you can always feel free to come to Charlie Tuktuk network and get in touch with us. We can always recommend you a drivers union that you can join that is solely for tuk-tuk drivers. I've seen tuk-tuk drivers struggling. Nobody is usually representing their rights. Now, this doesn't just apply in circles. This applies literally almost everywhere. Ni ngumu upate mtu anatetea madereva wa tuk-tuk. And that's why we have a lot of chaotic problems going on into this economy. This men, hadi saa zingine si kukunywa pombe ati wanajitakia sana, si kutumia madawa wanajitakia sana. They are living a depressed life because you can imagine serving the people and the people not giving you the respect that you deserve simply because of how chaotic the economy is. Na nakumbuka pia the matatu industry ilikuwa na the same problem, but right now it is even better. I can't compare it to the previous. So as a driver, that is red flag number 4. If you're not a part of a welfare, if you're under a circle and you're not a fully registered member, and by member, I don't mean member of it. Now, different circles have different rules. I'm not going to be getting into how circles are governing themselves, but at least you need to make sure that you are being identified, because that will bring you opportunities and that will enable you also to scale your career, because you can say I was operating ni vile utajiuza. And I told you, always jiuza kama una reputation, always jiuza if there is nothing to account for your deeds. Those are some of the things that fail you. Always jiuza if you don't have a specific organization that you are part of that you can actually refer somebody to if they need to be able to verify your credibility. Now, the last but not least, and this is just for you, and which is the most important thing, and it is something that I've seen that people are suffering, na inaitwa kujikubali. Kujikubali and become part of a brand. Now, we have many tuk-tuk brands. We had Sandy, it was a brand, but it recently collapsed. We have Charlie. We have many brands. If you go out there and check them, we have many brands. And by kujikubali namaanisha nini? Jikubali we ni dereva wa tuk-tuk. Jikubali, this is an emerging economy. Jikubali, pesa iko kwa tuk-tuk. And they just gave you the simple numbers. And just do a simple estimate. If you're bringing in 1,500 per day, and that is a close exclusive of the money that you are paying the owner of the tuk-tuk, or the money that you are leasing the tuk-tuk for, depending on which business model you are into. If you are able to service a loan that you are paying 6% interest for 2 years, that is 142%. There is money. You only fail when you don't have discipline. You only fail when you're not committed into the industry that you're in or in the job that you're doing. You only fail when you don't respect yourself in what you do. And respect comes to the way you deliver your service to your clients. Respect comes to how you have organized yourself as an individual and you're fully equipped to ensure that you perform well in your career. Respect goes down to ensuring that the people around you know your profession. Kwa nini unasikianga majamaa wa insurance wakishinda wakijiuza akisema mimi nauza insurance, sijui mimi nafanya hivi. Ukienda kwa mtu wa duka unamuitanga nini shopkeeper, ukienda kwa mtu mwenye anashona viatu unamuitanga nini cobbler. And most of these successful people in these small industries wenye wameanzia huko chini, they usually accept, wanajikubalingi, and they accept that there is an opportunity here. Because the moment you do that, you are going to work ukiwa focused na utaunda do. And tomorrow you might become the next tuk-tuk owner, you might become the next tuk-tuk entrepreneur. You'll bring about the change that you want, rather than lamenting each and every single day. And last but not least, now this is a nugget for you. Get to really understand the product you're working with. Madereva wanaelewanga gari. Sijui kwa nini ikifika kwa watu wa tuk-tuk, somehow vitu zingine na nimesema inakujanga sababu ya kukuja ukifikiria kutafuta pesa au kuja ukifikiria kufanya kazi. Nataka uingie kwa economy ukifikiria vile utachapa kazi, vile kesho utakuwa successful, vile kesho watu watakutambua ni msa wa tuk-tuk. Venye kesho private hazitakuwa zinakupita sababu watu wanajua kenye unafanya. And that is one of the most important things that you need to do. And if you cannot do the last one, no matter how good you follow the first four, you're still going to end up as a failure. And we are here to ensure that you don't become a failure. We are here to ensure that we hear and we witness and we testify more Tuktuk success stories than there have ever been, not just in Kenya, but everywhere along the world. I want you to prepare yourself. Bila hata ukiamua kwenda Dubai huko umepata sijui kazi ya kukua askari, unaweza enda huko na bado upate kazi ya kuendesha tuktuk na utafanya kazi. Unaweza enda huko na bado invest, because this economy is huge. And the same product that is here is the same product that they are using there. It's ni kama gari, hakunanga difference. The same business model that you can apply here is the same business model you can apply there. There are even better people who can hire you to do better things, but simply because you don't have self-respect, you don't have commitment, and you haven't equipped yourself to be fully prepared to perform your best in this industry, then you end up losing all these opportunities. And the bonus for you is that kama umeajiliwa na mtu wa biashara na anafanya kazi, kubali akulipe mshahara. Now this is one thing you're going to dispute and say that it is impossible. Mi nimezoea kupokea pesa yangu kila siku, lakini mshahara ni mzuri sababu ya nini? One, you're going to start preparing for your retirement. How? Because the moment you contribute part of your salary to an SSF or to a retirement program, your employer has to contribute also a similar or an equal amount to the one that you have contributed. So if it is 200, they will contribute 200. So it means if you work in this economy for the next 10 years and you have been contributing, let's go with 1,000 shillings, and your employees also adding another 1,000, so that is 2,000. 2,000 shillings times 12, that is 24,000. 24,000 times 10 years, you'll end up retiring with around 240,000 without accounting for the compounding interest that goes by with your retirement benefits account. And mind you, this money is tax-free when you're withdrawing it because it is your retirement. You will get some privileges kama NHIF. You'll get some privileges kama driver's accidental cover. So, and these are things that actually make you grow as a human being. Ndio usiende pale ukose kuingia leo kazi useme hauna pesa na maybe mtoto amegonjeka na uwezi mpeleka hospitali, but if you have an NHIF covering you because you are working in an organization, then you have already solved some of your problems. Hiyo ati kusema unataka kukuwa independent contractor, endelea kukuwa independent contractor if you have discipline and you can manage yourself, well and good. But if you believe that mi njia sioni iko sawa, hata ili ndo wajiliwe with these big companies that are investing in the tuktuks, the likes of akina Bidco, Quickmart, Carrefour, Ginanis and so many more, because there you're going to be getting some employee benefits which are good. Now we are not all suited to become tuktuk entrepreneurs and investors. There are some people who are just comfortable doing their job well and getting their remittances the way they deserve them. So different people have different ambitions, but if you're just a driver, you're looking to do your life, perform your duties very well and grow with a specific organization or grow as an individual, the last one is important. The last one is very important. And even make it better when you show you are filing for taxes and so on and so forth. Now you're even going to make even more money in the future, because wewe hata inaonyesha your level of performance is not the same way as the average person who is doing everything informally and they can't account for anything. You'll be able to build for your credit score. Did you know if you are a permanent employee, you gain way many benefits than somebody who is just an independent contractor? So before kelele mingi ianze hapo kwa comment section, I do believe that you always have to suggest. It is your duty as an individual to suggest, mimi donga, I prefer to go with salary. If you're going to be paying me 30,000 a month, I'm good with that, and I will still bring you the amount of money that you need. And that's why I told you that this comes in hand with the way the person you're working for has actually prepared. Hapo ndio utajua mtu unafanyia kazi, kama ni mtu anakutumia ama ni mtu anataka muendelee. Na maendeleo ni both sides. Every time your boss gets richer, you must get rich too. If it is only you getting richer, then be 100% sure you're about to get broke very soon. If it is only your boss getting richer and you're not getting richer, then know you're about to lose a lot. If both of you are doing well, then no success is just on your fingertips and you are about to make it. So if you have received more value from this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell below so that you may receive more valuable content as a tuk-tuk driver. Stay tuned and watch out for more videos from our network.